about to do the daily routine of meditation, yoga, and martial arts. I've experimented with different formats, with different orders, and I've found that this is the best order for me. I would rather do the meditation last after a nice strong workout and a refreshing yoga session, but then I'm sitting in some sweat and liable to get like a rash. So that was a painful experience, which I've learned from. And, you know, I bathe every time I train, before and after. But the longer you wait to jump in the shower, the more likely you are to have a bad reaction. So I encourage you to do the meditation, yoga, and then martial arts. And I'm going to put on some chill music. I'm going to clean up the room here. I've been doing the 60-day challenge for the last 2 months, and it's been going great. I've done about 60 days that I've logged, that about 55 days that I've definitely done, like 51 videos on here, along with a few practices with a group, or private practice, or a private solo practice where I'm just working out without live streaming because I didn't feel like it. So I encourage you to stick with it, and I challenge you to do another 60-day challenge at the beginning of the new year, from the 1st of January to the end of February or the beginning of March, to do 60 days straight, every day, meditation, yoga, martial arts. Or if you're just doing meditation, or if you're just doing yoga, or you're just doing martial arts, I strongly recommend the combination of these 3 things. But if you just do one of them, it will be a very good, healthy, hygienic routine for you. And you will bathe more than you usually do if you're bathing before and after the practice. And it will make you stronger and happier and healthier. And again, I recommend that you have some kind of pre-workout coffee or caffeine, and that you drink a lot of water, have a protein shake afterwards. I recommend, plant-based protein. I put, instant coffee with my chocolate flavored pea protein. Sometimes no coffee, but half almond milk, half water, or half soy milk, whatever, and it makes it really good. And then I don't need to add sugar because the almond milk has that. This is pre-workout with a vitamin C packet in it. So I recommend that you have some kind of caffeine vitamin mix on an empty stomach before you work out. Have your protein shake after. So I'll shut up and put on some cool music that'll motivate us while I clean up the room. And then we're going to meditate together with a guided meditation on the Buddha. Excuse me, guys.
Now, when you go deeply into the nature of selfishness, what do you discover? You say, I love myself, I seek my own advantage. Now, what is the self that I love? What do I want? And that becomes an increasingly ever deeper puzzle. Now, I've often referred to this when you say to somebody else,
Excuse me, guys.
I love you. It's always rather disconcerting to the person to whom you say
You know what time it is?
If you imply that you love them with a pure, disinterested, and holy love, they automatically suspect it as being a little bit phony. But if you say, I love you so much I could eat you, that's an expression, it's a way of saying to a person, you attract me so much that I can't help it. I'm absolutely bold like that. Then they feel they're really being loved, that it's absolutely genuine. But now, I love you so much I can eat you. Now what the devil do I want? I certainly don't want to eat the girl in the sense of literally devouring her, because then she'd disappear. But I love myself. And what is me? In what way do I know me? Well, it suddenly occurs to me that I know me only in terms of you. See, when I think of anything that I know and that I like, then it's always something that can be viewed as other than me. I can never get to look at me, real me. It's always behind. It's always hidden. And I really know that well enough to know whether I love it or not. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's an appalling mess. But certainly the things I do love and that I want from a selfish point of view, when I really think about them, they're all something else. That's in a way outside me. You love yourself. It's not just not it's not just not you love yourself. It's not just not it's not just not now we saw that there is a reciprocity, a total mutual interdependence between what we call the self and what we call other. That's the walk of wolf. And so if you're perfectly honest about loving yourself, and you don't pull any punches, you don't pretend that you're anything other than exactly what you are, you suddenly come to discover that the self you love, if you really go into it, is the universe. You suddenly come to discover that the self you love, if you really go into it, is the universe. You don't like all of it. You're selective about it, as we saw in the beginning. Perception is selection. But on the whole, you love yourself. It's not what is it's not what is you love yourself. It's not what is it's not what is you love yourself. It's not what is it's not what is you love yourself. It's not what is it's not what is it's only in terms of what is other that you have a self at all.
So before and after every practice, we clean the floor.
What can I do? Well, what
And this is part of the meditation.
Okay, yes. We are bored. We're all bored now. But is it ever occurred to you the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money? And that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks. And it's not just a question of individual survival, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no.
22. Okay, we're going to take a quick bathroom break and then we'll get started the meditation.
Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, said, the highest virtue is not virtue, who therefore really is virtue. But inferior virtue cannot let go of being virtue, therefore is not virtue. Translated in more of a periphrastic way, the highest virtue is not conscious of itself as virtue, and therefore really is virtue. The highest virtue is not conscious of itself as virtue, and therefore really is virtue. No, a virtue is so self-conscious that it's not virtue. That it's not virtue. No, a virtue is so self-conscious that it's not virtue. That it's not virtue. In other words, when you breathe, you don't congratulate yourself on being virtuous. But breathing is a great virtue. It's living. It's living. When you come out with beautiful eyes, blue or brown, green is the case may be, you don't congratulate yourself for having grown one of the most fabulous jewels on earth. Just as to eyes, you don't account it a virtue. To see, to entertain the miracles of color and form, to say, oh, that's just... But that's real virtue. Real virtue. Real virtue. Real virtue. The highest virtue is not conscious of itself as virtue, and
Okay,
therefore really is virtue.
there we go.
The highest virtue is not conscious of itself as virtue, and therefore really is virtue.
So that was some Alan Watts and other stuff put to music. And now we're going to do the meditation on the Buddha, led by Tibetan Buddhist nuns, who are taught and led by Venerable Thupten Chodron in Washington State. And I'm trying to balance this. Here we go. So, we'll begin. After this is the yoga, and after that is the workout.
We do the practices with this aspiration to be a benefit to beings, not to harm them, to benefit them, and in our understanding, the best benefit is to actually, for beings to be liberated from cyclic existence, and we aim to become Buddhas in order to help beings to be free from this way. So generate those thoughts in your own way. which is laid out in sadhana for us, helping us to generate these various mind states. And she starts by having us think about all of our potential, all the kind of positive qualities that we can develop. Infinite love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means. So imagine what it would feel like to be those qualities. Just let yourself be love, wisdom, try to feel the expansiveness and peace in your heart. The wisdom that it takes to have this kind heart. To be unencumbered in any way. Vast and expansive. Taking everything that's happening in this world, reaching out to every being, human and otherwise, to benefit each one. So now imagine that these qualities, love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means, appear in front of you in the form of Shakyamuni Buddha. So imagine this Buddha in front of you, the space in front of you made of radiant, transparent light. He's sitting on a throne, above which is an open lotus flower and cushions of the sun and moon discs. This entire visualization is made of radiant, transparent light. But you're imagining a living being with a light body. So you feel yourself in the presence of the Buddha. But Buddha's body is golden in color. He wears the robes of a monastic. His right hand, with the palm down, rests on his right knee. The earth touching Buddha. His left hand is in his lap holding a bowl of nectar. And this nectar is the medicine to cure our afflictions and all of our hindrances. And the Buddha's face is very beautiful. You can look at the Buddha's eyes. He's smiling. His eyes are smiling. He's looking at you with total acceptance. And as he looks at you, he's also encompassing all sentient beings. The Buddha's eyes are very peaceful, long and narrow. His lips are red and his earlobes are long. Imagine rays of light radiating from every pore of the Buddha's body. This golden light going out to all the parts of the universe, touching beings, carrying miniature Buddhas to help beings. And as they complete their work, they dissolve back into the Buddha. The Buddha is surrounded by the entire lineage of spiritual teachers, all the meditational deities, and a group of all other Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. And at the side, near each spiritual mentor, is an elegant table, knotted our Dharma books. The sounds of the Dharma fill there. is just blissful and peaceful, gazing at all sentient beings. So you imagine that actually you are surrounded by all sentient beings in human form. Your mother of this life is on your left. Your father of this life is on your right. Any people you have difficulty with, you imagine in front of you, facing the Buddha, keeping them there for protection. Family and friends are nearby, countless strangers fill the space around you. And all of us are looking to the Buddha for guidance. So first we need to cultivate a sense of refuge. We think of all the dangers of cyclic existence. And just think about how things are not secure. Run into dissatisfaction often, dukkha often. And people, all the beings around us, all the sentient beings around us, are also in the same boat, floundering in cyclic existence. And many of them have not had any kind of teachings that will help them out of this quagmire. So we generate compassion. And now think of the wonderful qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and generate this sense of confidence in them, in their ability to guide you out of all of these recurring problems. To take refuge, we need causes, this kind of concern, this kind of alarm, fear, and also this confidence and faith, and the compassion. So it is possible, on the basis of your present life and mind, to free yourself from all of these undesirable experiences. It's a resolve to explore that possibility to the fullest. Feel great trust and confidence in the three jewels, and open your heart to rely upon them to guide you and others from all of these difficulties of cyclic existence, and bring us to the peace of liberation for awakening. So as we do these refuge verses, starting here, now we're on the top of page 21, we'll be taking refuge in the Buddha, and we imagine actually leading all of the sentient beings around us and going for refuge. And we visualize white, radiant light flowing from all of the Buddhas, the spiritual mentors, the Bodhisattvas, all of these holy beings flowing into us and all the beings around us. And this light completely purifies all of our destructive karmic imprints and afflictions. And it also brings all the realizations of the path. So put your hands in prayer position. Namo Guruvya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Guruvya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Guruvya, Namo So feel that you've come under the protection of the three jewels. And now we turn our thoughts to others and think about how much we depend on other beings for everything that we have, everything we know, everything we use, everything we enjoy. Our food, clothing, resources of every kind. These come due to the efforts of others. Our knowledge, talents, good qualities, these too are developed due to the kindness of others. And our ability to practice the Dharma certainly depends on others who brought the teachings to us over the millennia, generating realizations in their mind, teaching. So this is a very great kindness, all of these things. We have a long bring to mind. Our innermost wish is to be free from suffering. And this is the case for everyone else as well. We want to be happy. All beings want to be happy. And like us, they encounter many difficulties, problems, sufferings. And usually, actually, their difficulties are more so than our own. Not always, but often. And when we examine our capacity to help beings, we find that we're actually quite limited. We know from practice that if we can reduce our anger, our attachment, our ignorance, our various faults, and if we can increase all of our good qualities, we're really going to be in a position to benefit beings. Imagine if we had just this generous heart, gives so easily, takes delight in giving, the kind of ethics that doesn't harm. Because they're just ingrained. Fortitude, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, well-being. Excellent position to help beings by having our good qualities developed. And if we develop them fully, like Buddha does, then we'll be able to be of the greatest benefit to beings. So we generate this altruistic intention in order to be able to benefit beings most effectively. So as we take refuge and generate bodhicitta, imagine the lights flowing into you from all of these Buddhas and holy beings, and it's flowing into you and all the sentient beings around you. So we're on the top of page 22. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create by engaging in generosity and the other far-reaching practices may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. by the merit I create, by engaging in generosity, and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create, by engaging in generosity, and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. So imagine the Buddha is so pleased with your altruistic intention. And the replica emerges from the Buddha, comes to the crown of your head, melts into golden light, flows into you. Feel that you and the Buddha become inseparable. Feel very close to the Buddha and allow your mind to be transformed and inspired. Let go of all conceptions you have about yourself. Let go of any self-denigrating thoughts. Let go of the concept of inherent existence and meditate on emptiness. At your heart appears a small Buddha, made of light. He radiates the light of wisdom and compassion in all directions throughout the entire universe. And this light transforms all sentient beings into Buddhas, and all environments into pure lands, which are places where all circumstances are conducive to practicing the Dharma and generating realizations. So imagine this. You've transformed all sentient beings into Buddhas, and all environments into pure lands. In your imagination, well, why hasn't this become a reality? We sentient beings have bias, prejudice, we lack love, compassion, and joy. So now we want to wish ourselves and others to have all of these qualities. So we contemplate the four immeasurables. We do this to reinforce our own felt experience of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity for everyone, friends, strangers, enemies, relatives, people we don't like, or we don't trust, anyone, everyone. So as we say those four immeasurables, you want to listen to yourself say the words and contemplate as you recite. We'll pause between each of the four. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes.
May all sentient beings be free of suffering and its causes.
May all sentient beings not be separated from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. to achieve what we've just been aspiring towards, we need to purify our activities, and we need a lot of merit. We need to abandon things and adopt things. So when we do this 7-line prayer, this encompasses all this abandoning and adopting things. So we'll pause after each line. And put your hands in the prayer position, please. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. So imagine yourself and all the beings, the sentient beings around you, making prostrations to all the holy beings in front of you, in the field of merit. Repeatedly prostrate. And present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. So imagine offering everything beautiful to the Buddha and all the holy beings. You can fill the sky with offerings. Make it very lovely and beautiful. You can think of flowers and fields and just everything that you love. Offer to all the holy beings. You can do this repeatedly. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginning this time. So now we do a glance meditation before permit powers. So for this, bring to mind something that you wish to purify, some fault or mistake. Bring it clearly to mind and generate regret for that. And then the other permanent powers are taking refuge in generating bodhicitta, which we're doing in the practice. The practice itself will be the remedial action, but make a determination not to do this action again. And rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. So think of common sentient beings like ourselves, the holy beings, and delight, take rejoice in all of the virtue created by any kind of being. Let go of any jealousy, envy, and just rejoice in the goodness of the world. Use your own life experience, think of things, people that you want to rejoice. Please remain until cyclic existence ends. So now we offer a double dorje. This symbolizes long life. We offer this to the holy beings. We do this requesting them to live long, to always be a part of our life. And you can do this multiple times in your imagination. Turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. So again, make this offering, your offering with both hands, this beautiful without a spoke Dharma wheel, golden in color. Offering this to the teachers and the Buddhas to guide you and to continue to teach the Dharma. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the Great Awakening. So now we steer these limbs toward full awakening for ourselves and all beings. Now offer the mandala. Here we imagine imagine everything beautiful in the universe, offering it to all holy beings, with the wish that they will continue to teach and guide us, and that we can generate realizations in our mind. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn moss may grew, fall and sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the three poisonous attitudes. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryataya. So imagine all the holy beings just delighted, and they receive your offerings, and the offerings melt into light and dissolve into them, and these all absorb into the Buddha's heart, and then immediately he radiates light back to you, filling your body and mind. And this light inspires you to accomplish the path to full awakening. So in order to progress along the path, we need to develop realizations. And in order to do this, we need the inspiration of the lineage of spiritual mentors, especially your principal teacher or your root guru, was the one who has touched your heart deeply. If you don't have a specific teacher, just think about Shakyamuni Buddha, maybe you have a connection in your mind with His holiness. And we make this request, page 25. Glorious and precious root guru, sit upon the lotus and moon seat on my calm, guiding me with your great kindness. Bestow upon me the attainments of your body, speech, and mind. And so then, at this point, you imagine that a replica of your teacher in the aspect of the Buddha emerges from the Buddha in front of you. And it comes to sit on a lotus and moon disc on the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you. So then this Buddha on the crown of your head is going to act as an advocate for you, to request inspiration from the entire field of merit as we continue with the request. And we're doing the wrong one on page 26. Buddha, unequal teacher and guide, venerable protector Maitreya, successor, superior Sangha prophesied by Buddha, to you three Buddhas and Bodhisattvas I make request. Buddha, head of the Shakya clan, the foremost guide, peerless in expounding emptiness, Manjushri, embodiment of the Buddha's complete wisdom, exalted Nagarjuna, best of the superiors who sees the profound meaning. To you three crowning jewels of clear exposition I make request. Atisha, upholder of this great vehicle, who sees the profundity of dependent arising. Drone Rinpoche, elucidator of this good path. To these two ornaments of the world I make request. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of Advaita's compassion. Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the snowy land sages. Losanggrapa, I make request at your feet. Holder of the white lotus, embodiment of all the conqueror's compassion. Guide benefiting migrating beings in the land of snow mountains and beyond. Sole deity and refuge, Tenzin Gyatso, at your feet I make request. The eyes through whom the vast scriptures are seen. Supreme doors for the fortunate who would cross over to spiritual freedom. Illuminators whose wise means vibrate with compassion. To the entire line of spiritual mentors I make request. So imagine all of the figures in the field of merit melting into light, dissolving into the central figure of the Buddha in front of you. Bodhisattva, the Arhats, Dakas, the Kings, Dharma protectors, all of these beings melted to light, dissolve into the central figure of Shakyamuni Buddha. And now Shakyamuni Buddha embodies the three jewels. And this Buddha absorbs into the Buddha on the crown of your head. And then as we recite the Buddha's mantra, try to let your mind be very open, receptive. Imagine this white light flowing into you from the Buddha on the crown of your head. It purifies all your negativities, all your obscurations, and it generates within you the realizations of the stages of the path. So we recite the Buddha's mantra together. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Mune Soha. 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 Now, establish the visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha above the crown of your head. Get a golden melts into light and dissolves into you. Your body, speech, and mind become inseparable from those of the Buddha. The dedication prayers, starting on the page that we're on in the sadhana, which is 27. Due to this merit may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore.
So that's been the meditation on the Buddha. And that's a formal, traditional meditation on the Buddha. If that's not your style, then feel free to just sit quietly for 30 to 40 minutes when you do your routine, when you tune in every day. And now, what we're going to do is the short version of the Ashtanga Yoga primary series. Excuse me, bro. You know what time it is?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these...
For those of you who are sticking with it, you have my respect and admiration. We're about to do the yoga, take a quick bathroom break, and then get back on the mat.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another.
human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical. Our cleverness hard and unkind.
We'll begin.
We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men. Cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of the system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people so long as men die. Liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men, with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but
such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. And our little life is wrapped in mystery. And said so well, it doesn't seem camouflaged. The chameleon who changes its color. Think of the butterfly pretending it has eyes. Think of the flower saying to the bee, "I'm honey." Bee says, "Wow." But then that means that the bee has to be. It has to go on living and all the trouble it takes to go around collecting honey and raising other bees and organizing itself and doing that dance which tells the other bees where there's more honey. All that stuff to do. The flower was deceptive. Life is a drama, and a drama is a deception. A big act. When you peel an onion and you don't really understand the nature of an onion, you might look for the pit in the center, like any ordinary fruit has. But the onion doesn't have a center. It's all skins. So when you get right down, there's nothing but a bunch of skins. You say, well, that was disappointing. But of course you have to understand that the skins are the part that you eat. But I'd rather the name where we see you find when you explore yourself, your motivations. You go through and through, you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. But I'd rather the name where we see you find when you explore yourself, your motivations. You go through and through, you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. That's why in Zen, discipline. They give you koans, which require a perfectly genuine act. An act of total and absolute sincerity. And people knock themselves out trying to do this thing. But they always know that the master's going to catch them. Because he reads their thought. You know that story of one Kleist about the man who had a fight with a bear, and the bear would read his thoughts? So that the only way of hitting the bear was to do so not on purpose. Because the bear would know in advance. So it's the same in working with a Zen master. You have to do the genuine act, not on purpose. But since you're put in a situation where it's rather formal, and you're supposed to do it on purpose, you're stuck, see? So you explore the onion, and you go in and in and in, and then you find, well, it's all a deception. But I'd rather the name where we see you find when you explore yourself, your motivations. You go through and through, you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine. But I'd rather the name where we see you find when you explore yourself, your motivations. You go through and through, you try to find out that thing which really is genuine. That thing which really is genuine.
that's been the short version of the Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series. And right now, I skipped the opening and closing mantra, but normally I include that. And now we're going to drink some more of our caffeine drink, whatever you have, and we're going to jump into the martial arts workout. I got to see if my notes survived. It's all up here, but my cats tore up my martial arts notes the other day. So they wanted my attention. And they know that I focus on this a lot, so they got jealous and tore it up. Cute little bastards. So we're going to be doing variation of a high intensity interval training workout. And the variation is that we are going to focus on several techniques and positions in jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. So for January to February, we're going to focus on the single leg takedown, the guillotine, stranglehold, the Kimura shoulder lock, and the heel hook, ankle or leg lock. Hey buddy, was this you? Did you tear up my notes? Yeah, it's okay. You're cute. So these are the 4 techniques that we're focusing on right now. For January to February, starting this month, working into next month, 2 months to focus on these techniques. And we're going to be doing them in different positions, right? So what are some solo drills, solo exercises we can do, or group partner drills that we can do for these techniques, right? So the high intensity interval training format has a 4 exercise block with 30 seconds to a minute for each exercise. There's full body, legs, upper body, core, over and over, right? So the full body, we're going to do break fall and stand. The legs, we're going to do this technical stand-up without using the hands, right? For the upper body, we're going to do push-up to sit out. And for the core, we're going to do a hip bump sit-up, which would lead to a Kimura or a guillotine from the closed guard or from the open guard. So that's an example of one block, right? And that's what one block would look like. Full body, legs, upper body, core, for these 4 techniques that we're focusing on for the next 2 months. So that's how we'll build a high intensity interval training workout related to jiu-jitsu techniques so that you can solo drill these, and then when you go to group training, you're trying to hit these 4 techniques for 2 months, and you're really focused on those things so you can actually do them in real life. So, some other full body exercises related to these things. We're gonna shoot for single leg, right? So I'm gonna put shooting, right? You're shooting for a single leg takedown. So we're gonna practice solo drill shooting. Another full body exercise you can do from standing is the sprawl, right? So we're gonna sprawl for the full body technique. We're gonna shoot for the leg technique, right? For the upper body, let's see, what are we doing for the upper body? That's related to a guillotine, kimura, heel hook, or a single leg takedown. Let's see what other exercises I have. That are related to the technique. We're going to do a push-up to knee on belly. Okay, and then for the core, we're going to do sideways scooting from the back. Right? So another full body exercise we can do that's related to these let's see, related to the single leg, the guillotine, the kimura, and the heel hook. We're going to roll, right? Rolling forwards, backwards, sideways. For the lower body, we're going to do a leg lock entry from standing. For the upper body, we're going to do push-up in lotus pose or in a figure 4 position for leg locks. Or in a 50-50 position for leg locks. But I'm going to write lotus push-up. It's like a seated shoulder press. And then for the core, we're going to do the Russian twist. From this boat or 50-50 position. So that way you're getting a core exercise that's related to the heel hook, right? So, something else that I saw that we need to practice with the group is we have to practice bridging and shrimping, right? Big emphasis on the break fall, how to fall down without getting hurt. But I'm going to put bridge and shrimp. Because the most important thing is not to get pinned. That's the most important thing in jiu-jitsu. So I'm going to put again on here the push-up and guard pass, right? Which is similar to the push-up and sit-out. So the push-up and knee pass, right? For the upper body, for the legs, let's see. We're going to kneel down and stand up over and over. Because it's important to be able to get back to your feet when somebody knocks you down, right? And for the full body exercise, so far we have break falls, sprawls, and rolls. And for the full body, I want to introduce people in the group practice to striking. So there will be a body coordination number 1, which is you basically throw cross jab cross and you block and throw a kick. So for those following along with the group practice, this is what it's going to look like, right? And there's more details, but that's what we're going to focus on. So for the high intensity interval training workout right now, we're going to focus on these exercises. And there's going to be days when I do other stuff because I get bored and I want to do something more interesting. These are my old notes from all of last year and the year before that. And I've got notebooks full of notes of workouts I've been doing and how I change things up to keep it interesting for myself. And I'm going to refer to those to build new workouts in the near future. So, here we are. And if you need to take a bathroom break, go ahead. We're about to get started here in just a minute. I'm going to get rid of this yoga mat. We should be all warmed up and we'll get started. I'm going to put on the more intense motivational workout music. And we will begin shortly. It's a good mix right there. So, body coordination number 1. Good. So just some light warm up. 3 punches and a kick. For the legs, we're going to do kneeling down and standing back up again. Really simple exercise, really difficult to do when you're not used to it. Okay, upper body. We're going to push up and sit out. core, we're gonna bridge and shrimp. So that was one round. Next we're gonna do technical stand-up. Right, full body, break fall. Using the hand to kick, stand up. Protecting yourself. For the legs, we're going to break, fall, and stand up without using the hands. Right? Okay. Upper body, we're going to push up and do a knee cut pass. Alright? You're passing the guard. It's like the sit out, but the intention is different. For core, we're going to do a hip bump sit-up. Similar exercise, right? From the closed guard, I'm sitting up, going for a Kimura grip or a guillotine. Okay. For the legs, for full body, now we're gonna sprawl. Someone goes to shoot, you sprawl, jump up like a burpee, stuff the attacker to the ground, face down. Okay. For legs, we're going to shoot for the takedown. We change levels, I shoot, drop the knee. Okay. For the legs, we're going to do the leg lock entry. From standing, a step between the legs, quarter turn, kneel and pinch the leg, trap it, heel hooks, stand without your hands, step, quarter turn, pinch to kneel, heel hook, stand, step between the legs, kneel down, pinch, quarter turn, stand up without your hands. Heel hooks.
What do you do on the days when you're just not feeling it? Akira, those days.
One arm on each side.
Worn out, or just physically sick of the grind.
Okay. For upper body, we're going to do like a lotus pose push-up, which you can also do with your legs crossed, or out, or figure four. Right? I'm going to switch between those positions.
Want to work out? I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Don't really want to get up and get out of bed. Yeah, I get up and get out of bed. Those days. Those days. Those days. Those days. Now, these could be signals that you need some time off. And those
Okay,
signals
for four, we're going to twist.
they could be correct. But don't take today off. Not today. Wait till tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that down. Do not listen to that little voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed. Those days. Those days. Those days. Those days.
All right.
When I'm tired and worn
So, now we're going to roll.
I get it done and done.
Forward roll, backwards roll. You can do this on your knees if you do. All right?
Those days. As an overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done, but if
Okay. Sideways roll also.
When tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break.
Alright.
Chances are you won't. You will need that rest.
Let's see.
Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness.
We're going to do technical stand up for the legs
The desire to take the
without
path
using the
of
hands.
least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path. Which is right where you know that you belong. Those days.
Okay. For upper body, we're going to push up to knee on belly.
Those days. When I'm tired or worn out, I get it done. Those days. Those days. The secret style of this one.
Alright. Forward. We're going to scoot sideways from the back.
Underwater with your scuba gear on, rip it off, rip your face mask off, tie your regulator, hoses and knobs, just create total mayhem. And eventually they do things that are so horrible to you that you have to come to the surface. When you came to the surface, what they told you to do immediately was say the words, I feel fine. I feel fine. I feel fine. I feel fine. He said it was some proof that you were neurologically okay. I'm not sure if I believe that. I think what they were really doing was programming us for when there's total mayhem and chaos, we get a chance to get our breath instead of freaking out. Just look up and say, I feel
Alright.
fine.
So,
Instead of freaking out,
we'll come back to the body coordination for the full body portion.
I feel fine.
Cross, jab, cross, block, kick. Cross, jab, cross, block, kick.
I feel fine. 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 I feel fine.
Change it up a little bit.
Advice. No matter what kind of chaos and mayhem you are facing, look at the world
Alright.
and just say, I feel fine.
For legs, we're going to kneel down and stand up.
Let's get something. So wake up early. Go wake up at 4:45. I like to have that psychological win over the enemy.
Okay. Upper body.
The enemy.
We're going to push up to a knee cut pass.
When I wake up in the morning and I don't know why, I'm thinking about the enemy.
It's just like the sit out, but there's a detail of you're hopping over the leg. Right? For core, we're gonna bridge and shrimp. Body, full body. We're gonna break fall and stand with the hands coming up swinging. Kick, post, uppercut, jab, cross. Break fall, kick, attack, uppercut, jab, cross. Okay. Technical stand up without the hands.
The first people that come to my head are Mark Lee, who was one of my guys, first SEAL killed in Iraq. Mike Mansour, one of my guys, second SEAL killed in Iraq. Ryan Job, one of my guys, wounded in Iraq, blinded in both eyes, made it home, married his high school sweetheart, got her pregnant, finished his college degree, and after his 22nd surgery to repair the damage that was done to his head and face, there were complications in that as well. But all of those guys, in all that darkness, they did things, they
Okay.
made a sacrifice
Now we're gonna push up to sit out.
that was completely selfless.
This is different than the other one because it's for escaping from under somebody.
Fight and die like a warrior. That to me is success. And those guys are my heroes.
For core, we're gonna do the hip bump sit up.
Jocko, focus in a battle is easy. How do you keep focus in a long war? That can definitely be true. It can be pretty easy to focus on the battle that's right in front of your face. And when you're doing that, sometimes you can lose track of the long-term goal. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. mind, then I never lose sight.
Okay. Next we're gonna do sprawl. I'm checking the time.
Ever. And those little tasks, projects, and short-term goals that you tackle, they need to lead
Somebody
toward
take you down. Sprawl.
strategic victory,
Get back up.
winning the long war. Long-term goal. Long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. Long-term goal.
Okay.
Long-term goal.
For the legs, we're gonna shoot for a takedown. Change levels. Shoot. Stand up.
Instant gratification. We want results now. We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, we don't get that short-term glory that we want. Lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks, or in 6 months, or in 6 years, and you made no progress. None. You never moved. You might even be further from your goal than you were.
Okay.
Why?
For
Why?
upper body, we're gonna push up, knee on belly.
It's because you lost sight of that. Long-term goal.
Switch sides.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Long-term goal. Long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. And at some point, after you lose sight of that goal and years have gone by, you think to yourself, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do it. And so you give up. You let it fade.
Okay. For core, we're gonna scoot sideways.
Settle.
Right? So if you're in the closed guard,
Settle for mediocrity.
You gotta scoot
Settle for average.
to get an
Settle
angle
for,
to hit a submission.
oh well. But no. No. Don't do that. Embed that long-term goal in your mind. Burn it into your soul. Talk about hanging it up on your wall. But most important, do something about it. Do something about it every day, every day. Do something that moves you toward that goal, that keeps the goal alive and in sight and in focus. However small or insignificant that step might seem, take it to it. Do that little piece. Make it happen. Because that goal
Okay.
isn't going
One more
to
set.
achieve
Full body, we're gonna roll
itself.
forwards, backwards, and
It's
sideways.
all on you. So I wake up early. I wake up at 4:45. I like to have the psychological win
Okay.
over the enemy.
For legs, we're gonna do the leg lock entry.
I
Stand.
wake up in the morning and I don't know why.
Lotus push-up. Okay, and now we're going to twist with the core.
Dark place. That's what war is. War is. War is. War is. The enemy. The enemy. When I wake up in the morning and I don't know why, I'm thinking about the enemy. When your job, which my job was to expand that darkness in many ways. I mean, war is about killing people. And so for me, when I look to someone that's successful, it's someone
Alright,
that brings some light into that darkness.
that's it for the day. Recover. Drink water, drink your caffeine, protein shake time.
That darkness. 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 The first people that come to my head are Mark Lee, who is one of my guys. I was fat. That's what I talk about. Go ahead and say something, motherfucker. I was fat too. And it was hard as fuck every fucking day to get up. I know what it feels like. When you roll your fat ass out of bed and all you want is some fucking damn cinnamon buns and shit. And fucking chocolate milkshake. I know what it is. I'm not saying this. But I can't want it more than you. And so many people just want it the easy way. I'm sorry, man. It's not. So what they start to do is they build this narrative. It's okay. When the narrative should be, you need to fucking work hard. You need to fucking discipline your mind better. You need to help people more. You're just saying it's okay. It's okay. Yet you're not fucking willing to fucking help yourself out. That's not
Recover with intelligence.
It's not okay. It's not acceptable. You know, it's your life. If that's acceptable,
Just water, protein shake there.
you know, it's your life. That's not acceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not acceptable. And there's a lot of people in this world, me included, that if I accepted that, I wouldn't be anywhere. So, yeah, a lot of people just fucking, they start creating a narrative about themselves that make it okay. The ultimate get out of jail free card, and now the world is set up to have so many get out of jail free cards. Everything's okay. And you can't say a motherfucking thing about it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. You know, it's your life. If that's acceptable, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. You know, it's your life. That's not acceptable. And just saying it's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not acceptable.
recovery with intention, recovery with intention, protein shake, water, hygiene, cleaning up, feeding the mind with motivational material, feeding the heart, right? So, those of you who stick through the whole routine, you've got all my love and respect and admiration. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.